Good to go? Oh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you for those of you joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. My name is Ed Swenson. I'm Chief Deputy Director here at the California DMV. The DMV is honored to have partnered with Donate Life California for the past 19 years. Each year, we have recognized DMV team members or loved ones who have donated life-saving organs during the annual Donate Life Rose Parade celebrations in Pasadena. This year, we will be honoring two DMV team members, Raquel Armstrong and Zeta Woods, each of whom will share their families' inspiring stories in just a few minutes. But first, I would like to welcome Jim Martin, the CEO of Donate Life California. Jim?
Thank you, Chief Deputy Director Ed Swenson. Appreciate it. My name is Jim Martin. I'm the CEO of Donate Life California. And I first want to say a big thank you to the DMV team that helped put this event together. So we appreciate your support as always. And today is a special day for Donate Life California and the DMV. And we want to express our sincere gratitude for each and every DMV employee who's made it possible for us to register 19.8 million Californians as organ, eye, and tissue donors. There are 100,000 people on the national waiting list, and over 20% or 20,000 are here in California, so the need is great in our state. The DMV team has been especially supportive, from working with us to increase our digital presence to helping raise brand awareness at their field offices. The DMV team has been a critical partner. And to top it off, now you'll help us deliver the life-changing message of organ, eye, and tissue donation at the Tournament of Roses New Year's Day Parade. Traditionally, the Rose Parade, the One Legacy Donate Life float, during the Rose Parade, the One Legacy Donate Life float shares the gift of life with the world. Families of deceased donors are honored to see their loved one's likeness showcased as a florograph on the float, just like the one you see here today. Here's a rendition of our artist rendition of our float this year. It's an honor to announce Carlos Giovanni Woods will be one of the donor heroes featured as a florograph on the float. Raquel Armstrong will also be one of the living donors walking alongside the float. The float also features transplant recipients and thousands of dedicated roses with messages of hope and remembrance. One Legacy, the organ procurement organization in the Los Angeles area, has partnered with the float builders to create a breathtaking float design. Every year, the Tournament of Roses comes up with a theme for all the float designers to focus on. This year, the theme is the magic of teamwork, which celebrates the power of collaboration and collective achievement. Organ donation transplantation would not be possible without the help of a team of people working together to make the gift of life possible. With that theme in mind, the 2026 One Legacy Donate Life Rose Parade float is called Treasure Every Moment Together. This year's float highlights gratitude for moments shared with others. The lush tropical paradise is a reminder that registered organ, eye, and tissue donors offer the greatest treasure, the gift of life. In this way, the 2026 One Legacy Donate Life float follows the annual tradition of beautifully depicting the people and cultures of California while sharing the human connection of caring for one another. As the world's most visible campaign to raise awareness for organ, eye, and tissue donation, the One Legacy Donate Life Rose Parade float inspires viewers to help those in need of organ, eye, and tissue transplants each year. And now Carlos Giovanni Woods' Florograph and Raquel Armstrong will be part of the Donate Life celebration. Thank you for your time today, and I will hand it back to Chief Deputy Director Swenson. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I would like to invite our first honoree to come up here and share her story. Please help me in welcoming Raquel Armstrong. Raquel is an MVR in our South Sacramento office and has a very personal story to share. Raquel?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Raquel Armstrong, and I'm standing before you today as a living liver donor. I'm sorry I get emotional. Okay. My mom was diagnosed with cirrhosis of liver in 2014. Cirrhosis of the liver is characterized as an irreversible destruction of liver cells. In the town we lived in, the doctors at the local hospital were blunt. Cirrhosis had no cure. They gave her a life expectancy of about 3 years. All they could offer was palliative treatment. My mother started developing ascites, a condition where excessive fluid accumulates in the abdominal wall between the organs. Her jaundice began to worsen, and her timeline began getting shorter, very fast. I didn't want to accept the reality. I wouldn't accept it. I knew there had to be other options, so I visited several hospitals and I discovered that liver transplant might be the option to be able to save my mother's life. After learning about transplant options, I reached out to UCSF Medical Center, one of the best transplant centers in the country. They tested my mom and determined she would be eligible to be placed on the waiting list. After a short time of being on the wait list, my mom's health had declined rapidly. They gave her about 30 days. They told me after medical assessment that she was lower on the priority transplant list and might not be eligible to get a transplant on time. After inquiring of other options, I was informed of living donation. Test me, I begged. After consistent back and forth and them talking about the risks and the requirements, they finally agreed, and I underwent several intense tests. Sorry. So, I went under several intense testing, including blood work, ultrasound, stress test, and even a history background check. After seems like endless rounds of tests, I finally received the news. I was a match. Now my mom's health had declined so much, she had a heart attack. Our timeline was getting shorter by the minute. Still, I pushed forward. The surgery was scheduled for September 1st, 2016. But just before we went into the operating room, we received more bad news. The surgery was canceled due to my mom's platelets had dropped so low, she was at risk of bleeding out during the surgery. However, they did have to do a different procedure called a tip surgery where they had to bypass the liver. I didn't give up. The doctors gave me one more chance. On September 8th, 2016, I was ready to donate 60% of my liver instead of the 40%. This gave her a better chance of survival. My nerves were bad, of course, but I knew this was the only way to save my mother's life. Both surgeries went well. We also learned shortly after surgery that our liver already started rejuvenating inside of me as well as inside of my mom, getting bigger fast. Today my mom is thriving and she is very healthy. She's active and lives life to the fullest. She travels and even has attended Mardi Gras, and she loves to spend time with her grandkids and great-grandkids. Now looking at her, I am reminded of how important it is to be an advocate for our loved ones as well as ourselves. For others who may be in the same position that I once was. I tell you all of this because I want you to know the real need of organ donation. My story is not unique. Thousands of people are waiting on the waiting list for a life-saving transplant, and many don't have the time or the resources to make it for the donor to receive one from the donor list. My mother is living proof of the power of organ donation, If you are considering signing up to be an organ donor, know that you can change someone's life in ways you can't even imagine. I was able to give my mom a second chance of life. And I hope that hearing my story inspires you to take action. You never know whose life you can save. Thank you for being here today and supporting this incredible cause. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Zeta Woods. She's a Manager 1 at Costa Mesa office. She will be honoring her brother who died in a car accident 30 years ago at the age of 18. Because he was a registered donor, he was able to donate his heart to save a life. Zeta is not sure of other organs that were donated, but through this selection process and working closely with Donate Life, they are looking to find her answers she has been waiting for 30 years. Zeta?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zeta Woods, and today I have the honor of sharing the story of someone who made a life-changing decision before his own life had truly begun. My brother. Back in October of 1995, my brother was just 18 years old. Like most teenagers, he was excited to get his driver's license, a symbol of freedom, independence, and growing up. When he applied for his driver's license, he also made a quiet but powerful decision. He checked the box to become an organ donor. None of us ever imagined how soon that decision would matter. The same year, he was in a tragic car accident, and the days that followed, we received the devastating news that he would be declared brain dead. There are moments in life that bring you to your knees, that test everything you believe in. And that was one of those moments for our family. But even in the heartbreak, there was a glimmer of hope when the hospital staff saw that he was registered as a donor. They asked my mother if she was willing to honor his wishes. Without hesitation and through her pain, she said yes. She said yes because my brother had already said yes. And because of that one courageous decision made by a young man who had so much life left to live, someone else got to live. His heart was donated. That beautiful, strong heart that had carried his hopes, his dreams, and his love was now beating inside someone else, giving them a second chance of life. It's been 30 years, and there's still things we don't know. We try to find out more about the lives he touched, and while some details are still missing, what we do know is enough. He made a difference. In his final moments, my brother gave the ultimate gift. When I think of him now, I don't only think of the tragedy. I think of his bravery. I think of his selfless spirit. I think of the lives he helped save. And I think of my mother's strength. How in a moment of unimaginable loss, she chose compassion and honored his wishes. Today, I want to recognize my brother not only for being a donor, but for being the kind of heart he had. A heart big enough to give even after his stopped beating for himself. A heart that lives on, not just in someone else's chest, but in all of us who carry his story forward. I also want to say to anyone who's still on fence about becoming an organ donor, I understand it's a personal decision, but please know your yes could be someone else's miracle. My brother didn't get to live past 18, but his legacy did, and it continues every day through the lives he saved and the people he continues to inspire. So I ask of you, if you haven't yet done so, sign up to be a donor. Talk to your family about it. Let your wishes be known, because one simple choice can make a difference. Thank you, Donate Life California, for allowing me to share my brother's story. And thank you, every donor, every family, every recipient who reminds us that even in the darkest moments, love and life can still find a way. Thank you.
Thank you both, Raquel and Zeta, for sharing those powerful stories with us. Next, I would like to invite Zeta back up to complete her brother's florograph. A florograph is a portrait created with floral materials. Carlos's florograph will adorn the Donate Life float at the 2026 Tournament of Roses parade. She will complete it by filling in a portion of Carlos's face. Thank you again to our honorees for sharing your family's stories here today. The collaboration between California DMV and Donate Life has improved the donor registration process and helped raise awareness for the critical need for donors. The DMV has helped register over 19 million organ, eye, and tissue donations, 95% of whom signed up while visiting a California DMV office. Despite our progress, the need for donors remains. Each day, 150 people are added to the National Organ Transplant Waiting List, and 20% of those are living here in California. As we have heard here today, Signing up to provide a donor provides life-saving opportunities for individuals and families awaiting transplants. By checking yes when applying for or renewing your driver's license or identification card at a DMV office, or signing up online by visiting donatelifecalifornia.org, you can offer hope and a second chance at life. I have my pink dot, and I encourage you to sign up to get yours. It's a small symbol, but it represents something profound, the gift of life. I want to thank Jim Martin and Donate Life California once again for their continued partnership with us. And a special thank you to our honorees here today. Thank you for your time, your stories, and your commitment to this important cause. This concludes our event today. I invite anyone who would like to come up and take photos of or with the honorees to do so. Thank you.